patient falls from a hospital gurney in the emergency room, suffers a fractured shoulder, and now the hospital turns around and says, hey, it was the patient's fault, she was told to stay in bed. You want to know why that made absolutely no sense whatsoever? Come join me as I share with you this remarkable story. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial lawyer practicing law in the state of New York. Today I'm coming to you from beautiful, sunny Staten Island, Florida, and I have a few minutes to share this great information with you. She was brought in by ambulance. She was having severe psychiatric issues. She was almost suicidal. She was screaming. She was totally out of control. And now when she was brought into the emergency room, the doctors told her that she was going to be restrained. The doctors told the nurses she needed to be restrained. The doctors didn't feel confident that she was capable enough to get up and do whatever she needed to. So now they sedated the patient. She's on the emergency room gurney. She's on the bed in the emergency room. They sedated her. And what happens? What happens is that they failed to restrain her. When the doctors attended to her, they specifically told the nursing staff, we want this patient restrained because now that she's sedated, there's a very good likelihood that she's going to get up, fall, and injure herself. Well, what do you think happened? That's exactly what happened. She received a sedation, a significant amount of sedation, had to go to the bathroom. So what does she do? She pushes the call button. Why? Because she had to go to the bathroom. 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, nobody shows up. She's really got to go to the bathroom. So what does she do? She gets up out of bed and tries to get out and go to the bathroom. Guess what? She falls and fractures her shoulder. So now when we brought a lawsuit against the hospital, against the corporation that owned and controlled this particular hospital, you know what they said? That it was the patient's fault that she fractured her own shoulder. Well, I was able to show, not only through depositions, but through their own medical records, that that was absolutely false. In fact, it was the doctor's orders that the nurses should have followed to restrain this patient. And if they had followed those orders and those procedures and protocol, this patient never, ever would have been able to get up, never would have fallen because she was sedated, and never would have fractured her shoulder. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you one idea about one case that I handled involving a patient who suffered significant shoulder injury that required additional care and treatment, all because the doctors and the hospitals failed to follow their own procedures and protocols. You know, I realize you're watching this because you likely have questions or concerns about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter happened in New York and you do have legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, this is something I do every single day and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. That's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.